We can see the garage here is missing a key component to our Karmann Ghia project. Right now, the car is actually at a friend of mine's house, Brian, who has graciously offered the use of his lift for this week, and I've been over there the last few days working on the car during the day, and he's been helping me along with my wife's grandfather. So I've got some video of the work that's been going on, but there isn't a whole lot of commentary to go with it. But hopefully this spot will be replaced with a car that doesn't have a whole lot of metal work left to do on it, and I'll show you what I got. I've got the tow bar hooked up to the Ghia. We've got a big day tomorrow. Taking the Ghia over to a friend of mine's shop who has a lift and a bunch of room, and I'm taking the week off of work next week, so hopefully we can work on the rocker panels here, get the doors right, get back on this Ghia, and get almost all the metal work wrapped up. What we've got here is a rocker panel that was poorly made, so you can see with straight edge coming down the door. I've got about half an inch, quarter of an inch of lip here. No lip there, no lip in the back, so we've got to straighten that out. Okay, what we've done here is I went through and cut all my welds out. Then I cut 2 relief cuts, 1, 2, used some bar clamps, some angle iron, and clamp these until everything looks pretty straight. So I'm going to tack this in, let the clamps off, close the door, and see what we got. Okay, about an hour's worth of work here, and we've got our rocker channel straightened out. So we wound up having to cut all the way down here in both places, and then set this piece up here with another piece of metal behind it that was about that long to force all the pressure on this centerpiece. That centerpiece went in and took the 2 sides with it. Everything looks really good with the door closed. Well, kind of hard to see on camera, but there's no more lip now. Everything's pretty straight. Anything that's not perfect, I think we can adjust for that bottom door gap. So, looking good. Okay, we're doing some final adjustments here to the rocker panels, and as you can see, I put a brace in behind the door. I was noticing the geometry was a little bit off, so I welded that so I'd have a lever to pull on to get the geometry straight. So that should rotate the hinge pillar out and down if you want to. What I did was weld another piece of 2x2 up there and use a clamp to draw them in and adjust the door. And what you'll see is as I turn this, it would raise and lower the back end of this door. So now I have a perfectly swinging door with no encumbrance. You can see here I was dragging the bottom of the rocker. So with that adjustment, that's the door gap. It's going to need a little bit of work up here, but pretty consistent all the way down. Pretty good. We got the rockers straightened out last night. So coming along, the front edge looks really good. This top hinge may be a little weak, so I may have to replace that with a better one, but man, it sure is a hell of a lot better than it was a couple days ago. Alright, we've got the bottom of the rocker all completely welded up. Now I'm working up here in the wheel well, finishing the Fender-Well support back in here. I think I've got some light that we can get. So just finishing the welding up there. I think this is where the body was loose. It was allowing the door frame to flex. So I think tightening this up may help us a ton. As you can see, the car is actually up in the air. I'm in a friend of mine's shop this week, and he has a lift.
and this is making the project go extremely fast, being able to raise the car up and down. So that's been a godsend, and I thank Brian for letting me come over this week and work on the project car. You can see the gap now that I've welded this up. It starts nice and thin here, and as we go this way it widens out, and I'm not sure the bottom of the thing's nice and straight, so this may just be yet another defect in the panel here. So we're going to be working on that later, try and straighten that out just a little bit more. Okay, we're looking at the dog leg for the passenger side. This is how it comes to you from the parts guys. The only thing I've done here is bend this back. We're looking at the original one here. You can see it's got that configuration on the front end of it. The two things you need to be sure of is to cut out these cage bolts here, because you'll need them for this piece. And then you have to just make a template, which we have here. Shows all the holes where they line up, so you can just trace this, make yourself a sheet metal piece like this, weld on some flange nuts where they go, and then a little cap for the end. We'll put all these together and show it later.